Hello everyone, my name is Havish Manvupati. Welcome to video number 4 in a series of 100 videos where I teach you how to take a consulting chart, deconstruct it, and then recreate it on Microsoft Excel. What we have with us today is a BCG chart, and while at first glance it seems very simple, what I really like about it is the fact that at each stage it tells us what has been the growth that has happened, which means that it starts with 36, then we add a 30, which becomes 49. We add another 25, that becomes 74. And then finally, we add another 26, that becomes 100. So we have taken a screenshot as a sample. And at the moment, I have 4 stages with me. We have current state, technical, functional, and emotional. The first thing that we would like to do is to shift my cells down, and we will copy the number one more time. So 36, 49, and then 74. The change has to be written manually, so we make it 13, 25, and then 26. So if you make a chart with this data, all charts, bar chart, and a stacked bar chart, it isn't really that bad. As you can see, we are sort of getting the results, but it has to be reversed. So we double click on the y-axis, and there is an option called categories in reverse order. That's the one we want. Now we can click on the bar 2 times, not a double click, but the first time we click, all of them get selected. The second time we click, only that one particular bar gets selected. So right click, fill, and then no fill. Right click, fill, and no fill. Right click, fill, and no fill one final time. So we are quite close to where we want to be. We can remove the axis as well as the grid line and the legend as well. So this is where we are right now. It looks pretty good. The only thing remaining is that the data labels are not there. Now if I go to plus and add a data label, it's okay, but not quite what we want. The first problem is that it shows me a 36, 49, 74 2 times because there's a hidden bar. Remember, we have changed the color to white. So clearly that has to be removed. Also, the 13, 25, 26 should not be shown just like that. We need to have a plus sign in front of it because that is what will tell the user that there has been an increase. So let's undo this. We have to write a conditional statement where we say that if the value in D is equal to blank. Think about what we want. If the value in the cell D3 is equal to blank, that means that we do want to keep the value from C3. Otherwise, we want to create a blank. So this means when I copy it all the way down, it is going to skip the second time I created the current technical functional. In the other formula, we say that if the cell in D3 is equal to blank, result to be blank, otherwise I want to show the value in D3. So as you can see, only this value appears now. But then what's the point? We are simply recreating the values. Because we have used a conditional statement, now I can simply say that we want to use text, we want to add a plus sign, and then concatenate it with D3. Or to make it even simpler, we can simply take the plus sign and then add it to D3. And as you can see, the result looks like this. Let us zoom in and have a look. The first formula states that if the cell in D3 is blank, then I want to see the value in C3, otherwise a blank. And here we are saying that if the value in D3 is a blank, we want to show a blank, otherwise add a plus prefix to that value. Once we get these two additional columns, let's align everything in the center. First, I would like to add a data label. So we select all of the bars which are blue in color and we add a data label. Now we can simply double click on any one of the numbers. The value is already selected, but we would like to select the value from cells which are the ones in column E. And because we have selected the ones in column E, we don't need to show the actual value. And what you end up with is what you see on the screen. Similarly, for the orange bars, we will again add a data label. We again double click on the data label. We select value from cells, the ones in column F, and we want to remove the original value. And what you end up with is this. Let's do a few formatting changes. We can double click on the column and then in the series overlap we let it be, but in the gap width we want to reduce it so that the gap between the bars reduces. That looks a lot better. And I think we should also change the color. So I want to select all the blue bars, but if you select all of them, then all of them get changed. So we want to do this one at a time. Right click, fill, and we want to select more fill colors. And there's an option for the transparency, which I just want to change to about 50%. Now that's going to change the color. So you can experiment with the transparency and the color. For the moment, I'll just keep a light color. Let's keep a light blue. We'll repeat it. Let me make sure I'm selecting the right color. And then two more times. And then finally, here we go. And for these, we can again select the columns, or rather the specific bar one single time. Go to fill and then choose any color that we want. And this time it doesn't matter, we can select all of them together. So there we go, everyone. We have managed to create the chart that we saw with PCG. Do remember that in this case, the numbers were given manually. So you might want to change those. For example, rather than writing 49, if I say equal to, and then we add 36 plus 13, here as well, we add 36 plus 13. In this we say 49 plus 25, 49 plus 25. As you can see, we're adding 36 plus 13, 36 plus 13, and here we want to add 49 plus 25, and then 49 plus 25, and then finally 74 plus 26. So with a little bit of effort, what we have managed to do is to make it dynamic, which means that if I change this difference to 15, you will notice that the numbers change. But that wouldn't really make sense, because if I add 2, I also have to reduce 2 from somewhere else. So let us say the 15 changes to 35. We are adding 20 to it. That means I have to reduce 10 from here and 10 from the other one. So we have essentially managed to create a dynamic chart. Of course, you can add further layers of dynamic elements in it so that the total also becomes fixed and logged at 100. But you can go back and have a look at that.